I didn't know what to ask. I'm not easily offended.
And it works in this room?
Yeah, really good Wi-Fi.
Just maybe a different floor.
Yes, I have. It's KC.
Of course,
KC Public.
it's hard to take over.
Yeah, KC.
You can't have it. So John did
It is from
Sarah Mukula, and we are doing a felony investigation calendar this afternoon. Today's date is the 24th of March 2016. Counsel, can you state your appearances for the record, please?
Good afternoon, Michael Hogan.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Howard Redmond for the defense. All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the preliminary appearance calendar here in courtroom number 1 in the jail. Everyone held on this calendar is being held in custody for investigation of a felony charge. The first issue that the court will address is whether or not there is probable cause or substantial reason to believe that a crime has been committed. The decision will be based solely on a statement of facts submitted by the officers investigating the case. Occasionally, the prosecutor may supplement the record with brief testimony under oath. So this is not the trial. If I find probable cause, the second issue is whether the person should be released on personal recognizance to return to the court for a second appearance hearing, or whether the court should require that bond be posted to assure future appearance. Reasonable conditions of release may also be required by the court. If you would like to speak on behalf of any individual, when you hear the person's name called, please come to the door over here and indicate to the officer that you'd like to come in the courtroom. Only one person will be allowed to address the court for each person who's in custody today. When you enter the courtroom, please step over to this side of the courtroom next to the prosecutor. The defendant will be on this side of the courtroom with his attorney. This is a high-security courtroom, and you may not speak to the defendant or attempt to touch the defendant. Please feel free to come in and speak with me regarding only the issue of bail. The issues that I'm considering are whether or not the defendant will appear for future court hearings and whether or not the defendant is a danger to the community. If you wish to visit the defendant, you need to go through the regular jail visitation process. Before we get started on calling in individual defendants, we are going to be handling some of the matters that are set on for a second appearance today. These are the individuals who are on second appearance out of custody releases. These individuals have not had charges filed on them, and I'll ask them to come in the courtroom to sign paperwork if they're here. Brandon Garland and Dominique Watkins. Charges have not been filed at this time by the prosecutor's office, but may be filed in the future. I'm going to have you come up. You need to provide a valid mailing address. Charges could be filed against you in the future by the prosecutor's office, and if so, they may send you a summons to appear in court. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. These are the second appearance in custody releases. These individuals are in custody and charges have not been filed on them. They are not going to be brought down today. They will receive information in the jail and will be released within 4 to 6 hours if they don't have any other holds. Anthony Conradi, Sam Ning Sam, Craig Shapiro, Sang Se Lee, Ronald Gunter. These individuals haven't had charges filed on them at this time, but charges could be filed in the future, and we will pass on the paperwork to them. These are individuals that are on for first appearance today for a felony investigation, and they will be released unconditionally from the King County Jail on this cause, assuming that they don't have any other charges, and charges could be filed against them by the state prosecutor in the future. Donald Thompson and Bridget Anderson. All right, counsel, officer, what is the first matter that you'd like to have handled today?
We have a side sale issue. First, Your Honor, is number 5 on the calendar. This is Emmanuel Haley Liu.
Okay, this is Seattle Police Incident number 16-100344.
Yes, Your Honor, the defendant is in custody. He's represented by counsel. In this matter, I'm asking the court to find probable cause for burglary and attempted malicious harassment.
And Your Honor, I would object to probable cause on this. Reading the probable cause statement here in the super form, it's very confusing, but it appears that Defendant actually called the police and says he's the executive director, that he has permission to be there. So I think there's a real dispute about, he had the key, he hadn't changed the lock. And so it seems that there's some real dispute about whether or not he's allowed to be there. And I would also note that he's a teacher there, my understanding. So I don't think it's burglary. My understanding is he's a professor at the UW that he teaches, and that he would not be committing any sort of malicious harassment, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, thank you very much. I have had a chance to review the probable cause statement, and our allegations here are that this individual was alleged to have broken into a school in which he was a volunteer and dismissed as a volunteer. I believe that he is claiming that he's the executive director, but that there, as a witness, it indicates that that is not the case. I think that there is sufficient probable cause for the crime of burglary in the second degree and attempted malicious harassment, given the allegations that there was racial graffiti that was written on here, and that there was sufficient evidence to find that he was connected to this. In terms of bail and conditions of release?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. State recommends $50,000 bail. I think that there's a danger to the community. The defendant allegedly staged what looked like a hate crime targeting the African-American community. The school that he was a volunteer at is called Africatown. For that alone, inciting fear in the community, whether it's his or others, when people don't know who's doing it, it has the same impact. And for that reason, I'm asking for bail of $50,000. If he's released, I'd ask that he have no contact with the Africatown School at 3100 South Alaska, that he have no law violations, that he possess no alcohol or non-prescribed drugs, and that he possess no weapons. Thank you.
Your Honor, we do have someone to speak on his behalf.
Okay. Can I have you please come in the courtroom and stand over here
no,
on the side of the house?
And we would object to this, Your Honor.
On what basis?
She called the police on me. This is my mother, but we have an ongoing dispute right now. And I was planning
Is the
on...
prosecutor requesting this witness come in?
I haven't spoken with this person. If this person wants to speak on behalf, I would ask that they be allowed to speak. I have not talked to this.
I can't look out there and see.
I want
My
you to...
father. I can have my father.
I want you to stand here and just face the court.
Okay, sorry.
Okay? So that the officers aren't becoming
Yeah,
alarmed.
that's fine.
All right? This person wants to address the court on bail and conditions of release. I'm going to allow them to come in and talk about those two issues only.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to just stay here, and we're only going to listen to them briefly, and then the court's going to make the decision on that. Okay?
Thank you. Sorry. I didn't mean to...
That's all right. Why don't you just put your hands down on the counter there, just like that. There you go. Okay, and so we're going to have them come in for a few minutes, and then you can talk to your counsel and respond if you like. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, so we'll have them come in. Hello, ma'am. What's your name? Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Zenepepeor.
Okay, what would you like to tell the court regarding this case on bail and conditions of release only? We're not trying the facts of the case.
I just want to tell you that I am his mother,
Okay?
and my son is a wonderful person, and he's not only my son, but he's also my co-worker at the University of Washington. We both work together, and Aman has had traumatic experience by the WPD, the University of Washington Police Department, twice in 1 week, and that is the result of what you have exhibited this morning, right now. But 3 weeks ago, Aman and our relationship was significantly amazing. I have raised a good son, responsible son in the community who has done so much, has gone through college with a bachelor's and master's degree, and he has been helping others at the university. He has good records, and he has, my love for him.
Will you be living with him, or will he be living with you if he's released?
I will be I'll be happy to live with him if he's released, pending he gave institutional treatment for his behavior so that he will go back to jail. So, yeah, anytime. But I need for him to get some help. He's not a criminal, but he has experienced trauma, as we all did, and the University of Washington is responsible for this. That has caused that 2 weeks of behavior.
Okay.
So,
All right, thank you very much. You can step out of the courtroom now. Officer will show you the way. All right, any further response from counsel?
So, Your Honor, I would just note that, as was mentioned, defendant is a university graduate. He has a master's degree. My understanding is he teaches Sunday school. I think there's some sort of misunderstanding here. We would note that he's presumed innocent on this, and he has no prior convictions. I would ask that he be released on his personal request.
All right, well, I am reviewing the criminal history here. It looks like he had a Tukwila Municipal Court matter where he had been recently charged with resisting arrest, harassment, assault in the 4th degree. Those matters are pending, and he has an arraignment coming up. It looks like he has some other small matters involving traffic violations and whatnot. But given the seriousness of the allegations here involving a school where school children attend, the allegations of racial harassment against the people who are working there, the damage to the school, the court takes that very seriously. The court is going to set bail in the amount of $50,000. You're not to have any contact with any of the school, which is located at 3100 South Alaska. You may not go there. You may not have any contact with any of the school children or any of the employees there or any witnesses to this crime. You're not to use or possess any drugs or alcohol. You're not to have any law violations during the pendency of this case. Second appearance?
Occurred March 25th.
Do you still have some processing of it?
Oh, I just realized. I'm just saying, this is the janitor, and I paid. That's crazy. They're treating me like I'm a bit.
It's a little different now.
Okay.
We're invited to
Let the record reflect the finding at defendant's position.
Next one.
Did the court want to do an out-of-custody arraignment, or did the court want to hear another in-custody matter?
I don't think we should.
Since we
Let's
quit
wait.
here.
We could
Yeah.
have some dollars since he's not coming down.
Sure.
Oh, yes. Yes. Your Honor, if you could address Cody Miller. Your Honor, the defendant has refused, we're told. I can tell the court that I got a probable cause finding for malicious mischief 1st degree and reckless endangerment 1st degree. Earlier this morning, there was a irregularity with the super form. Was able to get that corrected. The irregularity would have indicated there was a Riverside issue, which was just an error. And for that reason, I got that finding previously. And so I believe that we would just set the matter over for a bond hearing at this point.
Okay, so we're hearing the matter of Cody Miller. Probable cause has previously been determined by Judge Harper. For those of you in the media who are present here, Mr. Miller has refused to come to court today to have his bond hearing. So we'll be setting the matter over until tomorrow so that he can choose to come down to court and be heard on the matter. Is there anything that you'd like to put on the record? Okay. Anything further from counsel?
No.
I know we have a private attorney who is here waiting on a conflict matter.
We do. The first one will take care of the
Custody?
Yes, sure.
Okay, and what's the name on that?
Cheryl Manawa. Cheryl Manawa. Okay.
Is Ms. Manawa here? You can come on in the courtroom.
I know you. My luck this year.
Good afternoon, Ms. Manawa. This is your notice of arraignment. You're being charged with possession of a stolen vehicle. The cause number in the case is 16-1017785-K&T. The case has been filed into Superior Court. Your arraignment is scheduled for the 7th of April of this year at 9 o'clock, room GA of Regional Justice Center at 401 4th Avenue in Kent. Your appearance at that date and time is mandatory. If you don't have an attorney or can't afford one, the court will appoint an attorney to represent you, handing you written notice, and it's the only notice that you will receive. If you don't appear, a warrant may issue for your arrest. Do you have any questions?
How do I get the lawyer this way?
On the 8th floor.
This courthouse?
Will be in Kent.
Okay.
In Kent? I go to Kent?
You can get your order.
Just go there. Okay. Do I do that today? Do I do that
You can do
today?
that whenever you want for the next meeting.
Okay. And that's it? Thank you, Rottman, for going.
Right.
Think you're anything else?
Adrian Weber. Adrian Weber.